All right. So the idea of this live is to show you how to use the CRM. Since I don't have anybody, this is Zoho CRM. But since I don't have anybody like joining, like I didn't plan to have anybody join or anything like that. It's kind of like a spur of the moment thing. Um, I'm not Yeah, okay. My voice should be catching. I am not 100% sure. Hopefully, let me actually test that sound. But the point of the live is to make sure, or is to kind of show how to use the CRM, Zoho CRM, and just to answer people's questions. So I guess I can, since it's recording, I can just go through a few things until people start showing up and asking me questions or whatever it is. But let's take a look here. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of go through each item in the CRM here, what each thing is, what are some of the naming conventions, what each section, what kind of data or information you'll find in each section. And then when people start coming in, everybody can just ask me questions. Let me make sure. Okay, I just want to make sure everything is set up correctly. Okay, so then I guess I'll just start here in the homepage. So if you're watching this, you probably already have Zoho or you're looking to get into the Zoho CRM, whichever edition that is, and you're just kind of looking for either an overview or maybe to ask questions. But in this, I want to make several different videos. I want this one to be more of the lengthy one that like introduces everything and then answers questions, which I want to try and periodically have lives to answer questions for people using Zoho CRM. But I'm also going to make little videos here and there you'll see it in my playlist, my Zoho CRM playlist, that I am going to be adding little videos that kind of show more of like how to import, how to do this, how to add attachments, whatever it is. But if you're in here in this live, you can ask questions. I'll be glad to answer them and show you how to do specific things. But until I start getting questions, I'll just kind of give a brief overview. So this here is the homepage of the Zoho CRM. And on this homepage, these are different components that you'll see, right? And then on the left here, we'll see what are called modules. So the modules are just basically different types of data is what it is, different types of categories for, storing your data. And I do see that a couple people are in here already. So like I mentioned before, if you want to ask questions, go ahead and I'll be glad to take you through those. But in each module, you'll find different types of data. So if I go to the leads, I'll have my lead records. So each individual record is a lead. And same thing with contacts, accounts, activities, whatever it is. Just know that these are modules. On the top right-hand side here, we'll see we have our search bar. With here, we can search all of our modules. We can search specific modules, like if you're looking for a specific contact, or you're not sure where the data's in, look what you're looking for, you can just ask it here. You have your notifications, or also called signals, which will show you different aspects of the CRM of what's happening. So this one looks like an email bounced sending to this person. Looks like this person, Reed Richards, signed a contract. Um, Email. You have your emails. You have your marketplace, your setup or settings, and your profile as well, which you can see has different aspects. You can change the color. I can go change it to brown or red or blue or whatever it is I want. I think I had it on this one. Yeah, I like that one better. So staying on the homepage here, we can see that I have different components set up. I have one that shows me a funnel by stage. Basically, it shows me where my deals are currently at. So I have, looks like I have 3 deals that are newly inquired. Looks like I have 2 that are qualified, 2 that needs analysis, and so on and so forth going down the funnel. I put here leads that I lost this year, what my current deals are, projects not moved since last week. So this is more of like maybe I wanted to see how my deals or my projects are performing or moving along, right? So if I can see, okay, well, why haven't these moved since last week? I can click on that. I can come in here. I could see what stage they're on. I can see the deal name. I can see when it was created. But from this view, you can also you can customize the columns. Basically, if I want to see who the deal owner is, I can see who's in charge of this deal. So maybe I want to say, okay, well, here is a deal by Bruce Wayne. Um, it's in the needs analysis stage. It looks like it was created February 18th. Why hasn't it moved? And I can just start digging into it from there. Okay. Revenue generated. So this is just another type of component. So if I didn't mention it before, each one of these blocks are components. So if I didn't mention it, I'm sorry. So each of these are different components, and this happens to be just one of those components where it shows me just different information, right? So it just depends on what data you want to see. So I can see little different bubbles here giving me different information, hovering over it. I can see the different information. I can click on them as well. I can see which ones of these won. Again, adding columns that I want to see as well. Who the deal owner was, maybe the account name. You can basically customize it the way you want, right? And I see somebody joined. If you want to ask questions along the way, just let me know. I'm here to basically just answer questions if you're using Zoho CRM. But I just keep seeing people coming in and out, so I'm gonna just let them know that they can answer questions even if they leave. So, but if you're here, you can ask me questions and I can show you different things. So this homepage, like I said, you can add really any component that is going to match, the data that you want to see, right? So, this is an example of one of those types of data where I want to see who of my referrals or my ad sources are doing the best, right? So I can have this. It kind of shows me little graphs and things like that. But you can create it however you want. So there are different views of the homepage as well. You can see that I have like a standard classic view that just shows me like the tasks that need to be done. I can change it to show my open activities for this week. I see people are in here. Just kind of what I mentioned before is you can ask me questions at any time, and I'll be happy to answer them or show you, different aspects of Zoho CRM. If you want to ask questions, I will do my best to help you set that up. All right, so these are different views, and this is one of those views as well. So my open tasks, meetings today. Um, I have a little component here that's telling me how much I have in each stage, right? So how much I've won, how much are in proposals sent. Same thing with if you need more of a managerial view, like you need more of a view that is more org, right? Viewing everybody's data, things like that, where everything is at in your entire organization. So there's more of a manager view. I can see the quarter performances. I can see a lot more robust of a stage by pipeline. So these are all of my pipelines it's showing here. because you can have different pipelines with its own set of stages, and I'll show you that later as well. But each one of these items are interactive, so like if I hover over this, I can see some information. I can click on it, and I can see additional informations uh, as well. In addition to adding different columns, if I want to see additional information, I can move the position of those columns, right? So lead name, it already shows the full name, so I probably don't even need that. But maybe I want to see their email and phone number because I want to contact them from this position here. So I can add that, and I can just see see that. Um, if you have a telephony connected, like what's one of them? Ring Central, I think, is one of them, or even Zoho Voice. You could see a little phone here. It'll show a little phone icon. You can click on it and call them straight from here. Uh, you have the ability to also add and remove. So if I don't need something from here, I can click here and let's say click reorder, right? I can click on this and I can move it around, or I can click on the three dots and select remove. So, and if I wanted to add a component, so I can add a component by clicking add, and then I can choose what type of component I want to add. So, let's say I want to add a dashboard component. I want to do maybe some deal insights, right? So I have some pre-made ones here, or I can add a component. I can create a custom component that certain information I want to see. So if I want to add a new chart, I can do a chart. I can do it from reports, or I can click quick chart. I can pull information for maybe the deals insights, maybe, or I'm sorry, add it to dashboards, and then look at the module, the deals module. That's where I want to pull my information from, and then I just can kind of set it up from there, right? Just depending on what I want to see. You can even change uh, the type of graph it shows you, pie chart. My favorite ones are the bar and column chart, honestly, but you can change that as well. All right, so moving forward, let me see if I have anything. Nope, I don't have anybody yet. So just moving forward. And if you want me to have like different lives, just let me know. You can also message me if you're watching this later. You can comment on the video or send me a message, or you can comment and say, "Hey, can you make videos that show you how to do this?" Or whatever it is. But moving on, I'll come back to the reports analytics later. Let's start with the leads module, right? So the leads module is the type of data that's going to show you here are your leads records. Excuse me, are your lead records, right? And leads are basically going to be any person or anybody that you haven't really made into a customer yet. Maybe they're not qualified. Basically they just came into your system, and you really don't know what they're wanting or needing, right? Maybe they filled out a form on your website, a web form. Maybe you manually added them. The leads can come in different ways, imported them, things like that. But basically, what the main thing is to know is that your leads are the people that are not yet customers, or people that you've worked with or not qualified, just depending on how your verbiage is or how your guys' process is. Um, but in this lead view here, you can keep it this way, right? Showing you this kind of like uh, uh, spreadsheet type of view. You can use a Kanban view. There's different views you can view it. Like this one here, I have it set up to where I want to see how each lead came through to my CRM. So these three people here came in through Facebook. These four here came in through Instagram. These were manually added from a live event. Maybe they scanned a QR code to fill out a form. Either way, they came in through that event. Or this one, maybe I added these manually, and they told me that they came in because they'd called me because they saw me on a billboard or something. Whatever it is, you can set this view up to be how you want the Kanban view. You can edit it from here, and you can say, okay, well, I want to categorize it by lead source. So you see that I have it by lead source, right? Live event, webinar, or social media, billboard, whatever, right? Uh, this right here, I can either have it monocolored or multicolored. That's just the different colors here. And then I have here added what I wanted to see, right? So let's say I want to see their name, their email, their phone number, and maybe what their company name is, right? Or I don't know what their zip code is, whatever it is, whatever information you need to see based off of how you qualify people, you can do it that way. So I'll save that, and then now I can see, what their company names are, right? Down here at the bottom, showing the phone number, the email, the company name. You can see that all in one spot. But there's different views that you can consider as well, right? So there's like a chart view, a grid view. The grid view reminds me of an Excel spreadsheet. So I'll click on that, right? So that's kind of how, if you like that look a lot better, you can just play around with these different views to see what fits your needs better, how you like to see it, right? Because there's different ways. On the left here, you're basically going to see your filters. The filters are actually pretty robust. So I have a saved filter here that will show me anybody who that was referred to me. So I can see that these um, leads here. um, I can, really, you can see how robust the filter is. So you can filter through many different things. Like, let's say you're thinking of doing an email campaign, right, or an email blast, but you can't do an email blast with those that don't have emails, right? So maybe you come here, email. Let's see, email is not empty, right? Because you only want to send to those that are empty. And then also I want to make sure that email opt out is not selected, meaning they haven't opted out of your email, so they do want to receive emails, right? It's okay to send to them. So from there, I can do that. I can click on here on the select all checkbox, and then I can send an email right from this window. I don't have to go into each individual one or anything like that. From here, I'm sending a mass email. I can select a template, and I can see the different templates that I have, right? So you can create these. You can create multiple templates for each module. So look, you can have a set of uh, email templates that is specifically for your leads, set of templates that's specifically for your contacts, for your deals, accounts, so on and so forth. If you look when I hover over each template, you can see that I have an open rate and a preview. Now the open rate basically will tell you, okay, well this one is 20% opened or 0% open, while this one here gets 100% open rate. So that can tell you like what templates, maybe if you're testing two different styles of templates, you can A/B test it by seeing that as well. You can also preview it. And I see somebody's in here. Oh, never mind, they left. But I was going to say you can ask me questions. So we can see uh, that I have my template here. Yep, this is the one I want to send. You'll see that I have merge fields, which will basically pull in their information automatically. So you don't have to worry about customizing it to each name individually. This merge field will pull in that name. I see somebody's here. If you want to ask me questions that you want to see in the CRM or how to set something up, let me know. I'll be here. Right now, I'm just going through the basics. Oh, they left. But anyway, so yeah, so you can set this up with the merge fields, and you can have multiple ones. You can see the mobile view, what it would look like on the mobile device, right? And so let's say that one's the one I want to use. I just click on that. And I can say here that I can either send this to them immediately, or I can schedule it to be sent out, at a later date. Maybe I want to wait until, um, I don't know, Thursday morning or something, right? I see somebody's here. You can ask me questions, and oh, I don't know why. Maybe I should just not say anything because like I see a one pop up, and then like I say, hey, ask me questions, and then they leave. But whatever. So maybe I want to, I don't know, change this time to AM. Oh, I don't want it to be 7 a.m. though. There you go. Right. I schedule it for March 26th, 7 a.m. Maybe I want something to happen, right? If I want to say, okay, when the email is clicked, I want to maybe update a field, or maybe I want to send a follow-up task, such as like, um, keeping track of engagement. So, like, let's say, what's a good example? Somebody clicked on the link and that is showing interest. You can have a task set up to go to one of your users, like maybe your sales team or salesperson, right? Or maybe you want to have a call scheduled and set up 3 days after they click because they showed engagement, right? Or just update a field, whatever it is, whatever action it is you want to set up, you can do that. Same thing with, if the email is opened or email is bounced. Okay, so bounced is a good example. So like if I click bounced, I can make it to where I update a field that basically like, what's a good one? Let's say if I create a custom field that just tells me it was bounced or something happened or email opt out. I can do that. That's going to be good for keeping track of those emails that do bounce and you can't send emails to. Because what happens if you keep trying to send that email and it keeps bouncing, you'll just get a bad email rate, and it will make it to where uh, your emails start going to spam and things like that. So uh, how to send that, what you can do with the filter, how to send a mass email, or different types of things you can do in bulk. So I still have all these clicked. I can add a tag, remove a tag, and then I can, set reminders. I can do a mass update, for example. Let's say, I did a field, or I'm sorry, a filter for something specific. Maybe I selected everybody, and trying to think of a good example. I can't really think of a good example, but let's say I select everybody for a reason because there's a specific field that's going to be the same for everybody. I can do that here. Um, I can delete them, mass convert them, and I'll show you what converting does. Converting turns them into that customer where they will belong in the contacts, accounts, and deals at that point. So, and I guess I could take you through the process of how to convert a lead to make them into a customer and a closed deal. Um, so let's actually go into one here. So I've got Leonard Sampson here, and I can see that there's a lot of engagement going on. So I can see he's been engaging with whether it's my emails or replying or whatever it is. I can see that he's engaging. I have a brief information here. I can see his email, who's the account owner of this specific lead, which is Barbara here. I can see that I have a missed follow-up. I can see that I have future let's see, reattempt and recontact. I can see more detailed information here, phone numbers, emails, whatever data you collect on somebody, you're going to be able to have this here. So you'll see ones like this called budget, right? Well, this is a field that I added. It's not a field that is necessarily going to be available to you because it's a custom field that you would create. So you can choose what data you're collecting for each lead. Same thing with the contacts accounts. I'll show that as well. As a matter of fact, I'll show you right now. So let's say you're like, well, I don't really need to have a second email or number of employees or budget. So you would basically edit and then edit page layout. And what you're doing when you edit page layout is you're editing what fields and what information you're going to see, what you want to add, um, things like that. So, for example, I don't need to see what their budget is because that's just not what I do for my business. I can remove that. When I remove that, it's not going to permanent delete it, but it will put it in this list on the left here called unused items. So that way you can pull it out and use it in the future, right? So let's say for whatever reason you decide that you do need it. You can just come back and put it back. But let's say I don't want that. I don't need to know the number of employees they have. Um, oh, I can't remove it because I have it in a in a blueprint, which I'm not going to remove it because I use it for demo purposes. But if it is being used in something I have to lead nurture or blueprint or anything like that, it won't let you remove it. You'd have to remove it from that first. But so I remove the budget, save and close. I'll go back here and I can see that budget is no longer part of it, right? So you can add and remove fields as you need. Address, description. The rule scoring is pretty neat because you can you can have the score go up or down based on how this lead is uh, engaging with you, right? With your company or with you or your emails. So, like for example, opening up an email, you add 5 points. Clicking on a link, you add 10 points. Filling out a form, you add 40 points. Whatever it is, or maybe um, they opened it but they didn't click, -2 points, or they didn't open at all, -5 points. Whatever it is, right? So they click unsubscribe, -100 points, meaning they're not gonna do any work with you or anything like that. So this will be very handy. To kind of gauge how your leads are engaging with you. Notes, you can add notes. What's awesome about this is that when you have a team of like sales team or anybody like a team that deals with your leads or just maybe a CRM team, whatever team it is, they don't have to constantly be connecting off of line to update on new leads and things like that. All the communication can be held here. I can even write like Leonard would like a callback, and then I can say, let's say they want a callback from Bruce. I can tag Bruce in here, and when I save it, that will notify Bruce, hey, uh, you've got a note in this lead, this record, go to it and see, and it'll show them in the email what the note says as well. But they can come to this lead and see those notes. They can see the activities that are happening, the open tasks, the closed activities, which is pretty much like, let's say, as a I completed this, right? I follow up with the lead on February 25th. Oh, I already did that. I can mark it as completed, right? So I won't notify the owner, but yeah, so mark as complete. I can see it moves down to the closed activities. So this is keeping everything in one area for your team to keep track, for your team to know. Bear with me one sec here. Give me one second. Anyway, okay. So where was I? So yeah, so your team can all collaborate in one place. Moving down here in the emails, so I have my email set up, my IMAP. So I mapped my email, and I'll show you how to do that later on as well. But I can see that there has been communication going back and forth between me and this lead, right? So any user or anybody who works these leads, or um, has access to these leads, maybe you're working as a team, can see that can see what information has been happening, right? Um, this is looks like I had. So what I did in this instance is I kind of had just a summary created, right? I can see this one as well. Does initiate a conversation. So, but I can see that Samson here opened it here. He received it here. He even clicked on a link here, right? So this is what's showing me. I can see that he opened it twice, and then this was the last time he did it. So it was he opened it, clicked it, and opened it twice, right? Or clicked the link on it twice. And this one he, opened once on February 25th. So I can see different information on that. Sorry. Okay. From here, just like sending an email when I did it in bulk, I could do that from directly from the record as well. I can either go here to the email related list, which, and I'll talk about that here in a second, but you can either go here and compose an email from here, or you can send an email from this button here. Either way, it functions the same. I click send email there, I click compose here. Either way, it works the same, right? This is kind of cool. I actually just noticed this in the last email Leonard Sampson mailed you with neutral emotion. I mean, that could kind of help too, let you know the vibe behind each email. So from here, I can insert a template, and you'll notice that because it's the leads template and this is a leads record, I'm going to have the same options I had before, right? So here's one called proposal follow up. Maybe this is something that I send regularly, so I created it as a email template. Same thing, I can see the mobile version, and I can click into it and it'll add it into the email. But if I don't need it, I can remove it, and I can just, add something myself. Down on the bottom left, I can do an attachment. Now you can do an attachment from your desktop, from your drive, or from a record, right? This record doesn't have any attachments. So if I had let's say 3 different attachments on Leonard Sampson, I could click from record and click the attachment, right? Let's say, for example, I had a PDF on here with a quote on it, or with I don't know, additional information on whatever he's purchasing. I can do that. Or Zoho Work Drive, or from a cloud service, right? So if you have Google Drive, if you have Box, OneDrive, Dropbox, or Evernote, you can do that from here as well. You'll notice I have OneDrive connected, so it gives me uh, different things that I can use to attach it, right? You have little writing assistants here, record assistants, translate. So this is like the AI assistants um, for writing the email as well. Um, you can do a little bit of writing assistance, so kind of like showing you how your email sounds, and then schedule it and send it. Um, can I? Let me try something. Uh, because can you see that? Oh, you can't see that. You can only see. That's okay. Um, hopefully, people know they can ask me questions. I mean, I think it's in the name of the live stream anyway to ask questions, right? Anyway, all right. Moving on. So here is, an example. Here's where I can add attachments and you get the same options. You can upload a file from your desktop, from if you have Zoho Work Drive. If you have the CRM, I believe you have access to Zoho Work Drive. I'll have to double check on that, but I believe you do. You can do a link, so link URL. You can use a URL. Um, different options. Products, advertisement, and Zoho Notebook. Now, these are different things here that you can use. Zoho Notebook is just one of those add-ons, which is a free add-on that you can activate. The interesting thing about Zoho Notebook is that you can create live notes um, that you and your team can work on. Right? So you can do regular text notes, you can do bullet points, right? Um, numbering check boxes, right? Maybe you're working as a team as a to do, like, okay, to do to whatever it is, right? Maybe your team is coming in, they're seeing this, they check it off, like I already did that, I already did that, right? So this is kind of a neat way to collaborate as well as a team. You can even do things like create grids. Um, you can add a note with a photo. So you can either attach a photo, or you can, if you're using the mobile app, you can take a photo as well. Um, you don't see it here, but there's a sketch option. So when you're using the mobile CRM, there's a sketch option. So let's say that you need to collect a signature or something like that. You can do that as well, or just draw something in, whatever it is. You can do an attachment, different things. So it's actually kind of a little neat. You can have this set. You can view the history on it, like when was this note added, that note added. Um, so it's kind of like having the notes up here, but a little bit more robust, because here you can do an attachment, but I couldn't do like I can't take a photo, and I'll show you what I mean here. Um, I can't take a photo with it, right? So if either on the I'm either on the right, so I can't like right, so it'll show a photo here. So it's kind of a neat one. I mean, I think it's kind of an underutilized, uh, unutilized add-on, but it's pretty neat. So anyway, so the related list here basically is just referring to anything that is related to this record. So I can also click on here and quickly jump to different sections versus scrolling down and up. I can just scroll to different sections. Um, and move my way around it this way. But also, if I'm coming in here and I know that I need to add an activity, I can do that from the plus button here as well, versus having to like scroll down or jump to it and click add, things like that. It's just a little bit of a quicker way. You can do it from the main view as well. So, if you click the three little dots, you have different options. Or if you click on the little add a note, you can do that from here as well and add the note from here on the side. All right. So, one thing you'll notice is that the view of these records is going to be the same exact way in each different module. The only difference is, let's say with the leads, I can, if I want to make it to where uh, I don't see like the lead source, right? I can take that column off. It won't show that column, but it'll only affect that module, right? So that column won't add or remove in each different area. But let's do a process, right? Like how do I convert my lead to become a customer and start that process of being in a pipeline and um, moving them from qualified to sending a proposal to whatever it may be, right? So let's take Fred Durst here. I don't really have one, excuse me, picked out, but let's sec here. 1 second. Okay. Um, so like Fred Durst, for example, let's pretend that we've been in communication with Fred Durst. We've had appointments here. Um, we've had appointments going here. What are these here? I just want to see. I don't know. I just kind of want to show. So let's say we've got things going on. I can see that they came in through a local event. So one of our local event campaigns, they came in, gave us some information, and we've been in contact back and forth. So now Fred Durst calls me up and says, "Hey, he's ready to continue." You know, uh, Fred Durst is ready to purchase, right? Let's say we do a little note and then we do convert, right? So this way we're keeping the salesperson in charge. Um, so from here, I can see that a new account is going to be created with his company, Dirt Consulting. That's his company name, but I think I probably meant to type it as Durst, but I did Dirt. That's fine with me. He's going to get a new contact record. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with me? He's going to get a new contact record, and I'm going to create a deal for this because me and Fred are going to make a deal together. Deal name Durst Consulting, IT Consulting Deal, right? I don't know, something. From here, I can choose what stage he starts at and what pipeline to be in, right? So here is a set of stages for the standard pipeline: new inquiry, qualified, needs analysis, proposal sent, negotiation, close won, close lost. But I also have different pipelines. So let's say the standard isn't what pipeline Fred is going to go through. Let's say he's going to go through the B2B tech sales, right? Because he's looking at IT consulting. So we had our discovery call. Let's say tech assessment is underway, like he's already there, right? Let's say he's already there. So solution scoping and architect. So let's say he starts at there because we need to go, scope the type of architect he needs, whatever it is. And then from there, we're going to send him a proposal after we're like, hey, this is what you need. Here's a proposal, right? So let's say he starts in this pipeline. Now you can customize and create any pipeline you want. You'll notice that I created all these pipelines and each one has its own set of stages, and you can do the same thing as well. The same thing goes down to like the color. You can even change the color of the dots. You can make it to where no color dots show up. It's That's going to be one of those things you notice a lot in the Zoho CRM is there's a lot of areas that you can customize. So I think that I mean, for me personally, that part's really cool. We can even adjust his contact role. We can either leave it at none, or we can say maybe this guy is the decision maker, right? So we know that he's the one we need to be speaking to whenever we're dealing with dirt consulting, right? Um, you can notify Bruce that this is what's happening because he's the owner. If there's any tags, so multi-service, I can make the tags go with him, or I can make the tags not go with him. In this case, I think I'm going to have the tags go with all three. So I'm going to convert. So now Fred is officially a prospecting customer. Like we're in the middle of creating a proposal or a deal with him. So he's got an account, he's got a contact record, and a deal record. So he's got these three new records. He is no longer going to be in the leads. He doesn't live there anymore. He is going to be in these three modules now. So sorry, I keep getting notifications. Okay. So let's go to the contact record. Okay. So that's next in line. So we'll go to the contact record. And we'll notice that the tag carried over, the notes that we added into the lead carry over. The deal was created here, right? He's now in the stage. You'll see that the activities and close activities came over. So all of the information that's been going back and forth with him has moved over, right? So we haven't lost any data, any notes. We're still on the same track and understand where he's at on this, right? Um, just like I showed you guys in the leads, it's the same thing. You've got your related list here where you can click back and forth. You can add. It's going to be the same thing almost on any record, right? I can edit, send an email from here. If I send an email, you'll notice that you have your own set of templates for specifically for contact records, right? So this one is just my Zoho sign, right? So they would click start signing and they're going to sign the contract, right? So and you can have different templates for this as well. So that being said, I don't really want to spend a lot of time going all over it again because we went through this in the leads. So let's go straight to actually let's go straight to the account. Let's see what that looks like. So an account was made for them. So now we can see that Fred Durst, he's linked to this Dirt Consulting account because maybe it's his business. We can go straight to the account and we can see that we have additional information here, but we can also see that all the information from the lead to the contacts all the way here to the account has carried over. We don't lose any information. We don't lose any communication. Your sales team is still communicating. We can see an overview here where the deal is in the stage and this pipeline. If he had a parent account, so let's say Dirt Consulting is just a business or an account or let's say a business that is under the umbrella of, Collins Services, right? You can have the parent account connect to that. So this, which means like maybe this is the account, the main account that has all of these different um, businesses. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. Any one business can have different branches, right? So that you can have that. You can add different types. This is a subform. So this one here is more of a custom thing that I did that I was testing with it. But I'll show you that in a little bit. I was just kind of playing with this, so I didn't realize I left it there. But from here, uh, I can send an email, add the templates. Okay, I don't have any templates for this one, but you can see what I mean. Um, Same thing. So I'm not going to go over this again. The only thing that I'll say is that you'll notice that there's different things going on here, like quotes, attachments, emails. So like, let's say you treat a deal as like, this is what he's looking to purchase. This is the deal we're currently analyzing right now. He's reviewing it. He's going to sign off of it, and then he's going to pay me for it. You can create a quote in either that, or you can create the deal, um, you know, depending on how you're structuring everything. Or you can say, okay, well, I don't even need uh, quotes. I don't need cases, things like that. And I can just move it and it won't show in that view anymore, right? You can even add products. So let's say we know that he is going to be getting a professional consulting package along with managed IT services and cybersecurity essentials, right? So I can add that to his account here, or his organization or his company, showing that these are the ones he's interested in, right? Now let's go to the deal. So in the deal, I can see the pipeline with the different stages here, and I can move him along through and back and forward. Hi there. I saw somebody come in. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them. But you can move them from here. So this is going to be a visual for you and your team to be able to see where they're at. You're going to be able to get a quick overview of the next actions, what's happening, where this deal is currently at. If I scroll down here, I have the additional details. I can add and remove, say I got a new phone number, I need to add a new phone number, right? And start filling out the information, email, type, whatever it may be, right? Um, so notes, you can add additional notes to the deal. You can also see the stage history. So I can see that he's in solution scoping, 55, probably 50, probability 55%. So basically that just means that he's got a probability of 55% of closing at this stage, in his stage. I got the Zoho Sign documents. Now this is an add-on. So this is a Zoho Sign add-on that you would need to get in order to be able to send documents for your clients to sign. So if you deal with that, again, you can see that you can add a quote to this. Maybe you need a quote added to this deal. Same thing with the products. So let's see, part of this deal, he is purchasing the consulting professional package, managed IT, and cybersecurity essentials, right? So we can see that this is going to be part of that deal. And you can start seeing all of this fill out, right? So let's say, okay, well, we've got that sent. I added those 3 products to the deal, and now I'm going to send them that proposal, right? Um, so I move the stage and I see that the proposal's sent. And now I can see in stage history that it moved on. So In a real scenario, obviously, you'll be seeing the stage duration change. So maybe he stayed in this for 2 days, and he's going to be in proposal for 3 days. We can see the different stages and how long each deal is in that stage. Same thing as before. You can choose to either add or remove what you see in your related list. You don't need to see Zoho Docs. Maybe you don't want to see even the stage history or the products, whatever it is. You can save that and it'll remove it and you won't see it. I can send an email from here, and I have different templates that I can use, right? I can see the open rate. I can preview it just like before. So I won't spend too much time on that. Once this is done, you can go on to the next, to the next, to the next, all the way to stage one. So let's say he comes back and he likes it, right? So then he's going to go to the next deal or the next stage. So before I go to the next stage and show you how all the way until it's closed one, I want to show you what the deals looks like as well, the records. So you can see in the records here in the deals module that I'm using the Kanban view. The Kanban view is my favorite because I can just, this is a visually appealing way for me to be able to look at all the different contracts or deals that I currently have working in each stage. So I have new inquiry qualified, needs analysis, proposal sent. That's where we have um, our current one, right? So, or no, where did we put Durst? Oh, um, actually, there's a good point. So I don't see Durst here because I can see that this is showing me the standard pipeline, but we put Durst, Fred Durst, in the B2B tech sales. So if I switch the pipeline, you can see all the pipelines, and you can see that I have Durst Consulting in the proposal sent pipeline, and then you can see any that have been won or closed, right? So what's awesome about this is your sales team can come and view this, and they can either work from this view here of seeing all the deals, or they can work through the Kanban view here and only see the deals that are in a specific pipeline, right? So, let's say your sales team has their own pipeline that they work with that you assign to them, and it was called business sales pipeline. Well, they would just see that. Or if they were assigned B2B, whatever it is, they can come here, they can come check it out, and then they can move the stage from there, right? I forgot to add something here. So I was going to put like, um, I don't know, let's say 50, 1, 2, 3, 50K, right? Because I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you that in each stage, it shows you the quantity of how much that stage is holding right at the moment, right? How much money. So, like for example, these two here are worth $80,000. So there's in needs analysis, there's $80,000 worth of deals going on there. Oops, I created the, or I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, so continuing on, Fred here, we've got that. We've got the legal procurements done. We've got the financial negotiation done, or the final negotiation done, and we finally won. Right? We finally got to pay. Maybe hey, we had him at 50,000, but maybe we ended up selling him at 48,000. Right? Update that. Save. Boom. Closed one, done. So now it appears now. So now it's um, a closed deal. So now you'll start. You'll have your reporting and analytics and everything that you're going through that will update. You'll have current deals updates, whatever it is. Your funnels, everything just starts naturally updating, right? Speaking of reports, so in the report section, it has a list of predefined and already built reports, right? So you can either use any of these. I can look at my lost view or my lost leads. I can create a new report. I can look at any favorite reports I have, maybe. So let's say I want to view the leads by source. So whatever it is you want to see, you can create the report to see almost anything in your or what's happening in your organization. So you have your predefined ones and you can create a completely new one. Same thing with your analytics. I can see, I don't know why my end is taking so long to load, but I can see different views, right? I can see the org view, which shows me it looks like a lot of lead generation stuff, revenue won this quarter. I can see maybe my deal insights, like what I just, the deal I just won. I can see revenue lost pipeline. And this is a modular area as well, meaning you can change and update the data that you want as well. You can create, you can reorder, clone, add dashboard filters. Um, you can go through the entire analytics area and just customize it to view the data that you want to view. Now, let me refresh because I don't know why mine is taking so long to load. There we go. So, this is like the deal insights. You can do marketing metrics, sales trends, lead analytics, the organization overview. You can do any of those and you can customize any of them. Um, hello or goodbye. Okay, everybody stays in for 2 seconds and leaves. Whatever. All right. Deal by stages, right? So we're kind of seeing the same thing we saw in this homepage a little bit. Service calls. This is kind of one I was playing with, but the products, how well they're doing. Well, this one's how many products are in each record is what it is. You can click on it and it will show you the data. You can add the columns of the data you want to see. Maybe you don't want to see the lead source, but you want to see who owns it. Oh, lead source is a required field. I can't uncheck it. But you do want to see who owns it, so you add that on there as well, right? So just like the homepage, you can customize it, move it around, choose different things that you want to see, different components, so on and so forth. So, well, my idea for these lives, and I'll do more, but my idea for these lives are to show you guys just how to use Zoho CRM. Maybe how to maybe you have like, hey, I'm trying to do this process. Like, how do I do this, or how can I import, send emails? How can I whatever it is, how to's. So that's really the goal of these videos. I'll be doing short videos as well that are like, like, okay, well, how do you import leads and contacts at the same time? So I come in here and I make a tutorial. Well, first you'll go here, and then you'll go here, and then you'll go here, 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 whatever it is, right? So if there's specific ones you want to see, just let me know. If you have questions on the lives, you can ask me that as well. I'll be going live again. I wish I could give you a time and day, but I don't know. But if there's specific times and days that you guys or somebody wants me to go live and so they can actually ask me live, let me know. Or if there's certain videos that you have questions on that you would like to see, let me know that as well. But yeah, so I guess that's it for this one. You guys have a good one.